Well, we're back, and after a very, very, very exciting weekend of National League South football, we are back and we're going to try and predict week 2 this time with some past results in mind. So let's do it. Let's have some fun. National League South predictions 24-25, game week 2. Here we go again. Should be great fun. We've got all 12 fixtures up and on screen right now. Should be some fantastic games coming up this weekend. If they're anything to go off like they were last weekend, we should have some crackers. Right, so we're going to start off from the top. Write them in as we did last week. Should be great fun. We're starting off with home side Aveley taking on Tonbridge Angels. Now, Aveley, of course, not the dream opening day of the season for them. A 1-0 defeat away at Welling. Obviously, they are two sides that I expect to have very different seasons from last. I expect Aveley to get a bit worse this season and fall down the table, and I don't see any reason why Welling can't push up the table. Obviously, an away day at Welling is no easy feat, especially as they ended last season so well. But of course, Aveley, it's not a great start to them. Lost a few key players. Obviously, it's going to take a bit of time to gel the new lads in as well. But Tonbridge, on the other hand, first day of season, 3-2 win against Weymouth. A result I fully expected, to be fair. I really did expect them at home to beat Weymouth. But yet again, another side that I could see not having as good as a season as last. That being said, I know Aveley didn't score opening day of season and Tonbridge scored plenty. But I do expect it to be a very narrow game, and I do expect there to be goals. So for that reason, I have gone for a 2-2 draw. Moving on, Bath City versus, of course, Welling United. We'll start the away team very quickly. We're not going to talk about it too much. We've already gone into detail. Do think they're going to be a better side this year. Fantastic 1-0 opening day win to go get 3 points at home, keep a clean sheet. It is a really good start for them, and they don't look like they're going to be guilty of starting slow this year. Obviously, they take on Bath City. Bath City, of course, lost on the opening day to Boreham Wood. 1-0, I think I predicted 2-1 to Boreham Wood. As expected, it was a very tight game. 1-0 win. That 1-0, I always thought if anyone was going to win it, it was just going to be by a goal, and it was just that. But to go away to Boreham Wood, new boys of the league, one of my favourites to be up there, that's, it's not the worst result in the world. But obviously Bath have a great chance to redeem themselves at home against Welling. I do really, I'm gonna back them to do it. I am gonna back them to do it, but again, a narrow one. So I predict them to lose 2-1 last week, and this week I am actually predicting them to win 2-1. As I've said, I do expect Bath to be up the table, in the top half. And I do still just about expect Welling to be in that bottom half. But I think 2-1 Bath City, get their campaign up and running, would be a really good result for them. After that, we've got Chelmsford City taking on Hampton and Richmond Borough. Now, Chelmsford and Hampton and Richmond, really poor starts to them. Chelmsford obviously losing Slough. I really didn't see that result coming. I just really didn't. I really didn't. I'm not saying that going to Slough away is an easy fixture. But, Chelmsford are renowned for not conceding goals. And considering, in my mind, personally, I didn't expect Slough to have a great season, that is a fantastic opening day result for them and a pretty poor one for Chelmsford. So they'll be hoping to get back on the board, all 3 points against the Hampton and Richmond side, who obviously opening day of the season, as I've got here, lost to Hornchurch, new boys of the league. I've put Hornchurch as my highest of the newly promoted sides, to finish the highest, should I say. But Hampton, financial problems, complete change of squad, gone from players in lower leagues. I think it's going to be a real struggle for them this season. And to go to someone as defensively good as Chelmsford and try and take anything out of them is going to be an incredibly tough one for them. So I'm not even going to back them to score, unfortunately, and I'm going to go for a 2-0 Chelmsford win. So lots of two so far. After that, we have Chesham United versus Boreham Wood. Now, Chesham, fantastic opening day result for them. Going away to Eastbourne, no easy feat with all their new signings. Good bit of cash, bit of experience in the league. So to come up automatically get a 1-1 draw at Eastbourne, in my opinion, is a really, really fantastic result. And we talked about Slough earlier with Chelmsford, but one of their big signings, Minas, obviously stepping up to the plate, a player that I thought was really good last year, and I'm sure Slough would have been absolutely gutted to lose a player of his quality, but already shown his talent, already shown his league experience, scoring for Chesham on opening day of season. And of course they take on Boreham, one of my favourites to be up there for the playoffs, possibly even get promoted this season. For them to just, come into the league, keep a clean sheet, get a win against Bath, who are obviously always playoff contenders, it's a really, really good start for them as well. So Chesham being at home, it's going to be a great day for them, especially bringing a side of Bournemouth's quality to their ground. It's going to be a really fantastic day for the fans, but I am still, yet again, the exact same score for Bournemouth. I'm going to go 2-1. Just think they're going to have that slight edge over them, and I think Bournemouth this season are going to be a really difficult side to score against, possibly. So after that we have Dorking Wanderers versus Chippenham Town. Dorking will obviously be very pleased they managed to scrape all 3 points against Truro. Truro, no easy side, and they're another side that are very, very solid defensively. So Dorking going there away, first day of season, will really calm the nerves. Good to get 3 points on the board. I'm sure they'll be chuffed with that. And Chippenham Town, unfortunately, first day of season, lost to Farnborough. Really tough opening game, whether it's at home or not. Farnborough, I expect to be really, really up and going for it this year. So, and as I say, Chippenham I expect to be down there, but I'm not going to dwell on this game too much because I really think Dorking, personally, I know it's, it can always go the other way. I really expect Dorking to comfortably come away with 3 points in this one, and that's why I'm going to back them to score some goals. I'm going to go 3-1 there. So, plenty of goals with games, but as we saw from the opening day fixture, there wasn't too many teams that kept a clean sheet. After that, we've got Enfield Town taking on Weston-super-Mare. Enfield Town, of course, going away to Torquay opening their season, scoring first as well. Must have been absolutely fantastic for their fans. I saw they brought plenty of them as well, which is absolutely fantastic. But in the end, Torquay, as expected, just a bit too strong. Not as strong as I thought. I think I predicted Torquay to win 3-1. Wasn't quite the case. A good opening start for Enfield Town, who, as I say, yet again, I think they're going to be one of the strugglers in the league. But there it is. After that, Weston-super-Mare, an incredibly gutting result for them. Borderline, I suppose, embarrassing to a sense, but I don't want to, be dissing them because, I think they'll be an excellent side this year and push up the table from last year. But obviously, 3-0 up at half-time. Luke Coulson, new signing from Dartford at the double. It all looked to be going an absolute dream, but Worthing, as they do best, they concede loads and they score loads, and it's not changed this season. Scored 4 in the second half to go and win it 4-3. Absolutely fantastic. Now, I did say in my predictions, keeping Cashman is going to be vital because when he is fit and firing, he is excellent. He obviously got 2 of those and the winner as well. So yeah, absolutely massively deflating opening day at home for Weston-super-Mare. But these things happen. They've got to go away to Enfield now, who are kicking off their National League South campaign at home. Not kicking it off, the second game, you know what I mean, but their first home game in National League South this season. It's going to be a great buzz for them. They're going to be well up for it. They really took Torquay to the wire, so for that reason I'm not going to get Enfield to win, but I'm expecting it to be a very, very tight game, and that's why I'm going for one of my favourites, 1-1 draw. After that, Farnborough Torquay, 2 sides that I expect to be neck and neck on in the table this year. Obviously, Farnborough 2-1 win away to Chippenham. Holmes at the double. Really, really good result for them to kick off their campaign away. They're always guilty of, their away form not being as good as their home. They also go against Torquay United. I'm sure they will not be bothered how the first day of season went. I'm sure 3 points for Torquay is all that matters as they look to bed in a hell of a lot of new signings. So to go away to Farnborough is a completely different beast, especially with how good Farnborough looked this season. And you know what? I was so tempted to be boring and go for a 1-1 draw, one of my favourites. But you know what? I'm not doing that today. No way. I'm actually going to back Farnborough with their unbelievably tremendous home form to go and do it 2-1. After that, we've got Hornchurch versus Eastbourne. This could be a bit of a cracker, in my opinion. New boys Hornchurch obviously kickstarting their campaign with a fantastic 3-1 away win. I know it's very easy to say it was only against Hampton, who are obviously a lot of people's favourites to struggle this year. But to come into the league as the new boys, win so convincingly, it was a fantastic result for them. And obviously Eastbourne at home, I did back them to win last week. It didn't happen. It's not like it's a bad result. No one minds just getting some points on the board first game of the season. And you never know what the new boys are going to be like. I'm very, very guilty of, possibly a bit of poor knowledge on the 4 new boys to the league. But again, this could be an incredibly tough game. 100% think there's going to be some goals involved. So for this one, I'm going to back Eastbourne to go and draw again. And I'm going 2-2. After that, we have Maidstone United versus Truro City. We haven't touched on Maidstone or their fixture yet. Obviously, they played St Albans, a really, and I really do mean it, good 1-0 win away at St Albans. That is a fantastic result. St Albans away is no easy game to get a result out of. And obviously, I've put Maidstone right up there in the top 2 this year. So it really shows they've got the capability to be right up there if they can go first there season. New signings straight away, 1-0 win, clean sheet away at St Albans. It's a great result. So obviously Truro, as I say, I'm sure they would have loved the point, but playing Dorking, never ever going to be an easy game. My favourites to win the league personally. So it's a really tough start for them. I feel for them to have to play my 2 favourites. My first and second place prediction this year in your opening 2 games, extremely tough. And I do predict that they are going to lose 2 out of their first 2, unfortunately. I think Maidstone will probably win 2-0. And I think on the day at home, they're just going to be a bit too strong for them. After that, we've got Salisbury versus Slough Town. Now, Salisbury, another fixture we haven't touched on. They obviously played Hemel and Hempstead. I suppose the only thing they'll be disappointed about is obviously being 2-0 up. Nowhere near, of course, as that Western result, but to be 2-0 up and then sort of, concede to, I'm sure they won't be the most pleased. But at the end of the day, a point first day of season against Hemel, who have spent money, got a really good squad out there. It's not a bad result. Craig Fassamade from Chippenham, new signing, 2 goals, opening day of season, fantastic sign. I said he'd be a key player in their squad this year. And he's proven just that with 2 away goals on the opening day of the season. And Slough, obviously, as we've mentioned, a really fantastic win opening day of season against Chelmsford. That is a really fantastic result. And they might make me eat my words with saying they may fall down the ladder a bit this year. I think it'll be tight. I think it'll be extremely tough to call. Salisbury, again, one of the new boys playing their first home game of the season. I'm going for one of my favourites. I'm going for a 1-1 draw. Really do not want to call that one. So we get to our last 2. Again, another cracker. St Albans taking on Worthing. St Albans, another home game for them. It's going to be fantastic. We all know how good St Albans are at home. And that's why I gave Maidstone so much praise. For getting such a good result out there. But obviously they're playing Worthing. There's got to be goals in this one. I cannot see there not being... can you ever see a game not having goals when Worthing are coming to town? It just very rarely happens. I could see this going either way. I don't know. I'm lost with this one. This is the only one that I'm changing my mind on, even though I've got a result next to me that I'm ready to write. Yeah, I'm going to change my mind. You know what? I am actually going to go St Albans 3, Worthing 2. Crazy. I don't know what's made me do that. Let's spice it up a bit. Why not? What a result that would be. It just never surprises you when, a result like that comes up. Right, last one. We've got Worthing versus Hemel. Weymouth versus Hemel and Hempstead. Obviously, Weymouth away to Tonbridge. One of my big doubts about Weymouth this season, God, I can't get my words out to save my life, was if they would score goals. Now, of course, going away, first day of season, they scored some goals. I know they lost. Malachi Linton, who I didn't think would quite be the main man, managed to get on the score sheet, and new signing, and I think ex-player Torquay as well, managed to get on the score sheet. So they have proven that there is goals there. They're at home, you know, their first home game of the season. They're playing Hemel and Hempstead Town, who are quite clearly going to, you know, still leak a few goals, but they've got plenty of goal scorers in the squad. Brandon Barsley obviously scoring in his debut back at Hemel and Hempstead for his second spell. So again, it's one that really could go either way for me, but I am actually going to back Hemel on the away day. I haven't backed too many away sides in this video, but I am going to back Hemel to go and take a narrow 2-1 win. So there you go. There you go. There's all my results predicted again for another manic week of the National League South. I'm sure I'll get plenty wrong, but let me know your predictions in the comment section below. If you did enjoy, please, as always, make sure to like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Until the next one, see all you lovely people around.